Hi there. I wanted to make a short introduction to biodecoding and just explaining a little bit about this modality. And it was created in 1994 by Christian Fleche, who is a therapist, a Master NLP practitioner, and he studied with Dr. Homer, who is the founder of the German medicine framework, Germanic healing framework. And he was really impressed by the work of Homer and really believed in this lens and this perspective of seeing the body and symptoms. And he also diverged with Dr. Homer on some of his propositions or theories, and he also felt frustrated or that there was a gap in the therapeutic application of the framework. He really felt that it's amazing knowledge, but then what do we do with that knowledge? How do we actually bring the body into a state of full resolution and resolve our symptoms? So he was coming from an NLP background, that's neuro-linguistic programming, and he saw in other therapies, other modalities, that they had some really effective tools and ways of accessing the subconscious mind. And some of them include Gestalt therapy, Eriksonian Hypnotherapy, and also trans-generational therapies. So he, with the knowledge that he had from Dr. Homer and this framework of understanding the body, which I'll explain a little bit more about in a moment, he took that understanding and then really saw that we need to be able to access the subconscious mind to reach these experiences that we've had that have set up these programs that then lead to tissue adaptation and lead to physical symptoms. And he, through working with many people, hundreds of people, adapted and created and came up with his own protocols to specifically target and help resolve our conflicts and therefore our symptoms. So it's a really interesting modality. It's he really wanted to sort of pull the most effective elements that he perceived in different modalities and kind of combine them together in a unique way with this understanding of the body and create biodecoding. And I am a level 1 biodecoding coach, and I'm stepping into this work, and I'm really excited to do that. I feel it's very effective, and I've experienced all the protocols myself, and it's very beautiful work that can be simple and profound at the same time. So just a little bit about this, what is this perspective of the body and symptoms? And it's based on the premise that everything that's happening in the body is a survival strategy, at the most sort of simplistic way of describing it. And our body is finding solutions to our problems. So when we experience a situation or a moment in time or something that happens to us, and there's a few criteria for what creates a particular scenario that in biodecoding we call a bioshock. And those key elements are really that it's an unexpected experience, and that there's an element of, or a big part of it is that we feel emotionally isolated. So in the moment of experiencing some negative emotion, whatever that particular emotion might be, we are unable for some reason to express that emotion. We don't feel understood, we don't feel seen, and we don't feel that we were connected with other people in that experience in a way that helps us process it and move through that experience and kind of complete the cycle in the moment. So there isn't a satisfactory solution that is found in that moment. And this puts the body into a state of sympathetic atonia, which is a stress state. It's the peripheral nervous system, it's the sympathetic nervous system. And that state is too much for the body to maintain over a long period of time. We can't be in this very heightened state of stress, and that heightened state of stress has a biological reason, which is to find a solution to the problem, to the emotional distress that we have experienced. And when we don't find that solution, we send sort of the job to take over finding the solution for that problem, to one particular part of the brain. And I'll go into a bit more about the details of this and how it relates back to the evolution of life on Earth in a longer video, because I want to keep this one quite short. It's already getting long. So there'll be one part of the brain that gets activated, and that will depend on the particular biofeeling, is what we call it, the particular emotional signature flavor experience that we have. And this, the message that what the threat that basically we're perceiving, whether that's real or symbolic, and lots of the times in the world we live in today, it's symbolic or like more abstract. It's not a literal, like life, the classic, like the tiger coming at you. It's, the deadline, the emotional, the relational stress, all those things that to the cortex are not an immediate threat, but to our subconscious mind, these different parts of our brain are a threat. And it will send it to the particular part of the brain that's connected to a tissue layer that's related to this particular sort of flavor of threat or conflict that we've experienced. And the body will adapt to find a solution. And this could be something like, for example, there's a conflict we can have where it's called a visual separation. So there's something visually that we either want to separate from or that we feel separated from. And the biological solution to this problem, which is like when we have something that's there that we don't want to see and we can't physically remove ourselves, we can't physically solve this problem, our eyes will start adapting with cataracts, for example, and our vision will decrease. And this is the biological solution that the body is bringing because we have not found another way to make ourselves feel safe in that scenario. So that's just, a very brief introduction. I hope that gives a little bit of an insight. And the therapy then is really based on going back and finding these moments and bringing what was needed, bringing the body, getting the emotion to be expressed, which is a huge part of it, and felt and acknowledged and seen and accessed, and just through the expression is able to move and to shift and to change. It doesn't get stuck in the body. And then we can look at beliefs that were created through that experience. We can look at the needs that weren't met, and we can meet them now in the present, because for the subconscious mind, time does not exist, and it is possible to go back and interact with experiences that we've had in the past in a symbolic way, in a mental way that the body will receive as real in this moment. And then the body can feel like a solution has been found and it no longer needs to adapt to find the solution, and your symptoms can resolve. So I hope that gives you a little insight, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer them, and I'm going to make a longer video that can go into like a bit more detail. Much love.